In fairness, Lenny, I'm probably not thinking across the United States. I'm in Northern California, so the weather's pretty much good year round. So you
Right.
do get pretty much door-to-door sales year round. I'm not sure if a typical business commits to it year round, but I do get them all year. So what do you normally see? Do you see normally is a business saying, "Hey, I'm just going to do it during the summer"? And what does that look like? Do they have to start over every summer then? I'm assuming with their staff, if they're bringing people in for 4 or 5 months and then saying, "Okay, well, I've done my seasonal door to door. I won't bring it back until next year." What does that look like?
Yeah, normally it looks, I mean, a successful program is going to retain reps for future years, right?
Okay.
And I think as a sales rep, that's important as well. If you do well enough and maybe you're in between school semesters or, you're on summer break or maybe you're in between jobs and you're like, and you're right, industry specific. If I'm in Southern Cal or Northern Cal, I could probably do, whatever door to door most of the year. If I'm in Minnesota, I'm probably not going to be knocking selling pest control when there's 4 feet of snow in my front yard, right? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But I think reps that come back in additional years do themselves a favor because the learning curve, it's like riding a bike, as they say, right? You don't just start over from zero again. It's like, no, it takes you a few doors, maybe a couple days to really kind of get your rhythm back, and then you're off and going. You've learned this skill, and I always kind of teach that. It's like, why would you terminate a skill that is so valuable that most people don't have to earn money? Why would you kill that, after one summer? And again, scenarios are different. If I have somebody that's going to law school and they're set up and they've got their career in place, then yeah, do it one summer, make a little bit of money to pay off some schooling and get out and be done. But if it's a good option, it doesn't have to go away necessarily.
Got it. Okay. I want to dig into your 6-step sales flow. Can we talk about that? What is that? Why is it important?
I'm a very systems oriented guy. I don't feel like I was like born to be some great sales guy and I just, could talk to anybody. And you see some of these people and they have a joke for everything and they can come back and they're just super sharp and you're like, oh man, like I'm not that guy. I'm a normal guy, but what I did over these hundreds of thousands of doors that I've knocked and rejections all over the place, I developed a system that I feel like if somebody's willing to just kind of learn it and adopt it, even somebody who has no business, because we've had this in my company plenty of times, somebody has no business making money selling anything door to door, they actually can start to do it. It's because they're following this proven system that they're not just guessing, or they don't have to be just super creative or impulsive, or they can improv with anybody. It's like, no, you just follow this system. So just in short, I break it down in my books and different webinars and that I do, but just in short, so the 6 steps are: the first thing is your initial approach. Obviously, when somebody answers the door, what do those first 20 to 30 seconds sound like? I've got a 5-step process that's proven to get attention right away, to really just help to facilitate a conversation. That's all you're trying to do in the initial approach. You're not trying to sell anything. You're just starting a conversation. The next thing I'm going to determine is step 2 is who qualifies for my time. Kind of reverse engineered every sale I've ever made. There's 5 things, at least one of them happen every time I make a sale, if not multiple ones. And if somebody actually qualifies on one of those 5 things, then it's worth continuing the conversation. Once somebody's qualified, step 3 is value building. So I'm going to build value in my service that I'm offering. I'm going to customize it to their specific needs and situation. That's going to make my value build better. I'm going to be concise with my value build. Once I value build, I'm going to close, right? I'm going to ask for the sale. We got to do that. That's obvious. Typically what happens when I close is the prospect will bring up objections, concerns that they have, right? My wife's not here. Can you leave me a card? They'll have things. So we go through the 7 most common objections that somebody's going to hear if they're knocking doors, and we have a solution for all of those, a really high probability of success solution to overcome any of those objections. After we overcome a concern, we typically go back to a close, right? That's kind of a cyclical, those steps 4 and 5. We close, we overcome a concern, we close again, we overcome another concern, we close again. And then the 6th step is solidifying the sale. When somebody does agree, we want to make sure we get paid for what we sell. We sell solid accounts that are going to help the company out, they're going to help us out. So I have a 13-step solidifying the sale process that makes sure the sales that you sell do stick and that you're paid for them, they bring in good business for the company.